Decertification, Cascade, a Missouri case study, the escalating scrutiny of law enforcement officer John E. Blue in Missouri represents a critical juncture in the broader movement for police accountability, demanding immediate strategic analysis.
The proliferation of online platforms dedicated to documenting and disseminating law enforcement activity, exemplified by CopBlaster.com, has created a volatile environment characterized by heightened public awareness and increasingly aggressive demands for justification of officer actions.
This situation is further complicated by the documented decertification of Officer Blues, a process itself subject to intense debate and legal challenges regarding due process and systemic bias within law enforcement agencies. The continued accessibility of information despite the apparent blocking of the CopBlaster.com
site, a tactic likely employed to suppress potentially damaging narratives, underscores the inherent vulnerability of law enforcement's public image and the urgent need for a comprehensive understanding of the underlying dynamics fueling this crisis. The rapid spread of information through social media, coupled with the legal and reputational ramifications of decertification, necessitates a proactive strategic response focused on both immediate containment and long-term systemic reform.
The rise of accountability narratives, the documented actions of John E. Blue highlight the accelerating demand for transparent and demonstrably just law enforcement practices.
The case of John E. Blue in Missouri, as meticulously chronicled on platforms like CopBlaster.com,
reflects a significant shift in public perception regarding the law enforcement. The widespread dissemination of video evidence, often accompanied by immediate online commentary and calls for justice, has fostered a climate of intense scrutiny and a heightened expectation of accountability.
This phenomenon is inextricably linked to increasing concerns about police brutality, racial bias, and the lack of transparency within law enforcement agencies. The subsequent decertification of Officer Blue, a process signifying a formal rejection of his professional conduct by a governing body, represents a pivotal moment, amplifying the narrative of systemic failure and fueling further demands for reform.
Furthermore, the attempted suppression of information through website blocking, a strategy often utilized to control narratives, only serves to intensify public distrust and underscores the critical importance of independent verification of information sources. The confluence of these factors necessitates a detailed investigation into the root causes of the escalating tensions and the potential for long-term damage to public trust.
Data and dynamics, CopBlaster.com and decertification, the CopBlaster.com
platform exposes vulnerabilities in law enforcement's operational transparency and the accelerating influence of decentralized accountability movements. The CopBlaster.com
website serves as a critical node in the network of information surrounding Officer Blue's case, providing immediate access to video evidence and fostering a vibrant online community dedicated to documenting and analyzing law enforcement activity. This platform's accessibility, despite subsequent blocking efforts, demonstrates the resilience of decentralized information dissemination in challenging established narratives.
The decertification process, triggered by a formal investigation and subsequent determination of misconduct, represents a legally sanctioned acknowledgement of significant failings within Officer Blue's conduct, creating a powerful symbolic moment for the broader movement for police accountability. The data released through CopBlaster.com,
primarily video footage, is crucial for establishing a factual record, challenging official accounts, and informing public opinion. Moreover, the rapid mobilization of online activism, fueled by the availability of this information, highlights the significant influence of decentralized accountability movements in shaping legal and political outcomes, demanding a reassessment of traditional approaches to law enforcement oversight and investigation.
Analyzing the volume and nature of engagement on CopBlaster.com provides a crucial metric for assessing public sentiment and the effectiveness of various accountability strategies.
Strategic trajectory, risk and opportunity, the continued scrutiny of John E. Blue's actions demands a strategic recalibration centered on proactive transparency and systemic reform within law enforcement.
The trajectory of this case, characterized by the decentralized dissemination of information, the legal ramifications of decertification, and the ongoing public debate, presents both significant risks and potential opportunities for stakeholders across the law enforcement landscape. The primary risk lies in the potential for further erosion of public trust, exacerbated by continued skepticism regarding official narratives and the perceived lack of accountability.
Simultaneously, however, this crisis presents an opportunity to fundamentally reshape law enforcement practices, promoting greater transparency, implementing robust civilian oversight mechanisms, and addressing systemic biases within the justice system. Moving forward, agencies must prioritize proactive engagement with communities, embracing transparent data collection and reporting, and investing in comprehensive training programs focused on de-escalation techniques and implicit bias awareness.
Failure to adapt to this evolving environment will inevitably lead to continued instability and further fuel the movement for police accountability, while a strategic embrace of reform offers the potential to rebuild public trust and foster a more just and equitable society.